We're on, you know how it is. Yep. It is really a beautiful day here in Los Angeles. I know that you may not be in LA, but it is nice. Oh, we're on. Nice. Okay. First, I just wanted to start by saying in this week of Malchut, it's so disturbing to know what's happening in Israel. It's so difficult to live with enemies all around, and I'm sure that both sides feel that way. But my heart. Oh, I wrote Mesitation instead of meditation. My heart goes out to all the Israelis and the Palestinians that are going through an incredibly difficult time right now, and I hope that we can resolve this. But it looks like it's escalating a little bit. So just, that is one thing that my mind is on. It's so difficult that year after year we deal with that. Oh, I see that my wife is there. Hi. And Chuck and Lisa, nice to see you. And we're continuing with the week of Malchut, leadership, majesty, sovereignty, dignity, nobility. It's I like that there's so many different ways to approach it. One thing that I read the other day was that Malchut really is everything put together. That Malchut is it's kind of love and discipline and balance and enduring and humility and foundation and bonding. It's all of that wrapped together. And Malchut is, one way to think of it's just everything. And indeed, much like a lot of the mindfulness meditation that we do, it is kind of recognizing that everything is in the purview of something greater than ourselves. And I think that, it kind of makes you think about who we are as human beings within the sphere of the universe. And that Malchut in some ways is also everything that is, so that it leads us to gratitude, and it leads us to to understand our place in the world. But today is Gvura Sheb Malchut, which can be discipline, strength in leadership, discipline in sovereignty, discipline in dignity. And I think the way it works in leadership is knowing when to lead with a heavy hand, and when to lay back a little bit. Discipline is understanding that leadership isn't always being in people's faces, but sometimes it is the balance between being in someone's face and letting them do their thing. And I think that sometimes is hard to determine which you're supposed to use at which times, but I guess that is the wisdom that will come from experience, hopefully. But also, if it's coming from, like yesterday, from a place of love, it can lead to perhaps right decisions. I'm sorry, I just saw that Shayna Spitzer is with us from Israel. That's pretty incredible. Welcome. I'm sure Gilad's with you also, so welcome to both of you. So getting back to the idea that if our leadership, if our sovereignty, if, as I spoke about it yesterday, if our power over another has love within it, then it makes us act a certain way to think about what our leadership and our sovereignty and the power we have over others is. And then when we add this idea of discipline onto it, of strength, it's having resolve, in your leadership, in your sovereignty, in the power that you have over another or another thing, that to understand that power and to use it, I wouldn't say sparingly, but to use it with discipline, to understand when certain actions should take place. And I think that what happens a lot, if somebody is just thinking about their own leadership and their own sovereignty or the power that they have over others, and all they're concerned about is themselves and their own power, then there's no differentiation in the leadership. That leadership needs, in the same way that I'm saying that that it has to do with using your strength one way or the other, leadership needs to have the differentiation between when you act one way and when you act another, so that I'm not just one kind of leader, but I use many different tactics, one might say, or I'm one human being that has many different layers, and those layers are actually one on top of the other, and that there isn't only one way to be, and that if we have discipline, then we can determine what the best way to be. I think that's one approach to it. There's something else that was interesting I was reading about, and that is the idea of our thoughts. And that if we're looking at Malchut as kind of what is, one of the things that is in each one of us, I read this on I think it was the Lubavitch app, that we are clothed in our thoughts and in the ideas and images and memories and everything that makes up our lives. And that's kind of like the Malchut. And that sometimes our minds, and this is where it comes into the mindfulness stuff, sometimes our minds take us to places where we don't necessarily have to go, that our minds can sometimes lead us into a direction that leads us down a darker road, and that if we can carry our discipline within our thoughts, then, and we can recognize which one of the thoughts are helpful to us, then it can direct us in a more positive way. I thought that was an interesting approach to Malchut. I hadn't thought about that, because basically the premise is that what is everything that occurs to us, and that one of those things is the thoughts that are in our mind. And as I've said many times before, as was found in the mindfulness book, Mindfulness in a Chaotic World, our thoughts are just rumors. They may be true, they may not be true, but our thoughts do create an inner world for ourselves that we do believe to be true, and that sometimes we need to thoughts so that we have the correct discipline in our actions. And I think that's how the two things work together in a way. They may have talked about that today, is that discipline is knowing which one of our thoughts in existence are the ones we should be paying attention to, and which ones are either superfluous or are just rumors and not true. That's another kind of approach we can take on this. But just to go back one moment, that in any of our places where we have the power over others, to definitely carry within us the ability to have the discipline, the gvura, which, and if you understand it this way, it is the strength to know which way your sovereignty needs to go, which way your power over another needs to be used. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it needs to be hard. If you have discipline within it, then you can figure all of that out. So with all of this in mind, I love to say with all of this in mind, let's go silent now and not think about anything. I imagine that some of these thoughts may come into our heads because this is what's on our mind right now. But even the thoughts that we think of at this point, many of them are rumors. So let's just, let's try to use our gvura to decide which of our thoughts are helpful and useful to us. Let's get get ourselves in a comfortable position. We're just breathing normally. We're just allowing things to be as they are. We're not trying to fix anything right now. We're not trying to change anything. I'm not even going to try to fix that dog barking in the background. Let's just take the time to be from our crazy days. We take this moment to just breathe, be in touch with our humanity. You can feel your stomach grow and expand and then contract as you breathe out. And really try to pay attention to the corners of your breath, the nefesh, that part of your soul that rejuvenates with every single breath. It's like that moment at the top of the breath where you're breathing in and then you're about to breathe out. That little pause is nefesh. When you breathe out and you're just about to breathe in again, that pause down at the bottom of your breath, that's nefesh. That refreshes us, renews us with every single breath. Feel how your breath feels in your body. If you feel tension, use your breath to get rid of the tension. As your thoughts begin to take you away, there's no judgment on this. This is what happens. Our practice is to bring our mind back to our breath. Bring ourselves back to just being. As we enter into the last 5 minutes or so, I invite us to ask for two feelings based upon our priestly benediction. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. We didn't do safe last night, so we had that one's part of our Tuesday anyway. That's why I knew I could switch it out. But may I feel safe. May I feel blessed. I think there comes a recognition that you are safe, or a recognition that you really are blessed. Lately, my daughter and I have been commenting how just being alive is being blessed. And it is true. Even when you're not feeling good, even when you're upset or mad or whatever it is, we're blessed to just even feel. May I feel blessed. May I recognize the blessings in my life. And may I feel safe. I've been asking that for 14, 15 months. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. On each breath, ask yourself, or ask the world that question, or that request. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. You can say it out loud if there's no one there with you. Say it to yourself. You can whisper it however you'd like. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. If you'd like to invite someone to be with you in your mind's eye, standing in front of you, sitting next to you, you can offer to them. May you feel blessed. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed and safe. And just a couple of breaths there. And let's bring ourselves back. 3 breaths. Let's make it 6. 1 for each, 3 for each. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. And just stay with your breath. Feel it going in and out. Just concentrate on our breath for our final moments. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you were able to find stillness and peace. May you feel blessed, and may you feel safe, and may you continue to think about Gevura b'Malchut, our discipline within our leadership, our sovereignty, our majesty, our dignity, our nobility. I hope you have a wonderful evening.